Hey, good morning. It's Rachel with Heart Body Bee. And it's just a glorious, beautiful morning. Look at it outside. It's getting a little less purple, but the sunrise is amazing. And this morning I want to share yoga for when you can't be bothered. So we're going to roll this morning. I have a roller. If you don't have a foam roller, I really recommend that you invest in a foam roller. I don't think they're that much. Mine is from Merit Hue, and it's kind of more soft foam. You can get the harder foams. I like the soft because it feels just more gentle to my body and it helps me release a little bit more. Similar with the yoga tune-up balls. It's actually a brand, and they're designed to allow the muscles to release. So the bigger ones can be, and they come in a sack that you can use together around your seat and your sacrum. And then they have smaller ones for up and down your spine and under your feet. I really like these props. I have a couple blocks. I have an unblock too. The unblock is really cool. It is rounded here, so maybe for like a lumbar release, or maybe a upper thoracic extension as well. But you don't need these. You can use regular blocks. You can use pillows. I have a strap. I have a blanket. This is what I keep in my living room. Yeah. So let's roll. Yoga for when you can't be bothered in the midst of a global pandemic. It's quite intense around the house. Kids and the people, we don't have our normal schedules. We're not around people in the way we are. We're not moving our bodies the way we normally are. And it's probably a lot less. For most people, it is for us and our family, and we feel it. So how can we move our bodies and be well? All right. I always like to start with nice gentle cat-cow and stretching my feet. So I'm going to sit back on my toes a little bit, on my heels if that's available. Again, you can use props here. Yeah. You can roll a blanket up any amount, or a towel. Towels are good too. Oh, and that feels good. And just sit here, and you'll even get a stretch down the quadriceps, and it should be really comfortable. Rolling and opening the chest, grounding down through the pelvis, navel to spine. Head follows the arms. Just get a nice stretch. Breathe in and up, and exhale down. Go to your level of motion. These could be really small. This doesn't have to be like I'm doing. I have a lot of flexibility. I work at it. Feels really good to me. Neck's getting a nice rotation. Lifting up. Around. This is a twist. Gentle morning twisting. Really supported, comfortable legs. Yeah, and then extension, flexion. Navel to spine. Breathe in, extension. Flexion. You can cross your hands if you like a little bit more stretch in that upper back, looking down, breathing in. Warming up my seat and my stomach, navel to spine, a few more here. Some gentle shoulder rolls. If you can, maybe even keeping your fingers on your thighs as you do that. Waking up the body. A few like swimmer butterflies, I would call these. Yeah. So good for all the computer work we do, cooking, lifting, just to get the motion in the shoulder girdle. Yeah, we can go in, out, internal rotation of the shoulders, external chest lifts, navel to spine, looking up any amount. That might be a lot for people. Doesn't have to be that. And a few more gentle internal rotation of the shoulders, external rotation of the shoulders. You can go into the body anywhere, so it's kind of nice to go into the body in the morning in the shoulders because we do have more flexibility in our upper thoracic and cervical spine. So to, warm up the neck and warm up the shoulders will help us also get a little bit deeper into the hips. Next, I'm going to take my roller. If you don't have a roller and maybe you have balls, you can put them at the meat of your quad. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah, that's good. And so something with the balls are maybe a little bit too much for me. And this does relax the more that you do this. We separate your knees 6-8 inches and then put the roller at the very top of your calves and just sit back. And, oh yeah, I can tell I haven't done this in a while. And then I can kind of do what we were doing with our shoulders, just to sort of take our mind off the compression down here. This will release, breathe into it, and then also just notice, which side is talking more. Both sides are talking quite a bit, but differently to me, in a different area of my calf. And we can do some of the cat-cow that we were doing before. Some really gentle spinal extension, flexion. Exhale. Inhale. And if you can, when you're in extension, maybe clasp your hands, either maybe a wide grip or palms together, what's available to you, and you can also use a strap. The strap is good. I don't know if you've noticed, but my calves have started to release. Maybe yours have too. Kind of tricky, kind of gets you out of thinking about, wow, this is intense. So you can, with a gentle hold of the strap or your hands, roll your shoulders open, navel to spine, and lift your chest any amount. Yeah, cow. If you want to look up and send your head back, and that feels appropriate for you. That's good. And then you can maybe even do a little shimmy left and right. You can even start to move the roller down an inch. Go to a different place on your calves. Oh, my right calf is so tight. It's so tight. Maybe a little shimmy, but still better than when I started this a minute or two ago. And then with your right hand, we'll do some gentle side bends. Breathe in and up. And even I'm pushing down with my whole left back, scapula, lat, navel to spine, and then I'm just taking a side bend, arm in front of the face, left obliques on, creating some space along the right, and also maybe also still shimmying a little bit on my hips. And then you can breathe in and open your chest, Yeah. And then you can round back down. Breathe in and open. And round back down. Chest to the floor. Chest to the sky. And if your chest isn't going to the floor or to the sky, mine isn't either, but it's the thought. It's the thought. My sternum is lifted. And exhale and round. It's as if it's like a side cat-cow, if that makes sense, right? So extension, and it's supported because I'm really using my grounding arm. My navel's to my spine. And I'm going to come to center, round. Breathe my left arm in and up, and side bend. Right obliques active. Really asking for my left arm to extend, not for my fingers. So you want relaxed fingers, relaxed toes. You want strong abdominals. Navel to spine. And reach. Yeah. You can turn your chest towards the floor. You can do extension, open the chest. Flexion, side flexion. It's really abdominal. Breathe, extension, exhale. Flexion. In yoga, nose breathing is recommended. But Pilates, there's the percussive breath. And I think it's what feels good to you. I think as long as it's slow, and smooth and intentional. Yeah, I mean, winter, maybe we have little stuffy noses from the cold. And I just rolled the roller down one more time, so I'm closer to my Achilles and my lower calf. And I'm just gonna rock a little bit side to side. Yeah. I'm gonna do some shoulder rolls and settle them down, right? So feel a nice open chest, lifted from the sternum, head just so slightly tucked, or your chin rather, navel to spine, and my feet are letting go. My posture feels really nice. Yeah. And then one more time, I'm going to take the roller up. I'm going to go into a little bit of a camel back bend. If that's not available, your lower back should not be hurting. This is really about the engagement of your seat. You can even grab your seat here and ask it to turn on. You can put a block between your upper thighs, your knees, or your ankles, heels, and ask that to squeeze together to turn on the inner seat. And that's going to protect your lower back. Yeah. Adductor engagement. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you have this flexibility available to you, great. If you're just more like here, great. And even if you're not here at all, that's okay too. Maybe just be in like a mountain pose. That can be good too, right? If you want to go deeper, you can. For me, my right seat is weaker. Asking that to turn on and that to be strong. Breathing new space up into the heart, chin, throat. It feels incredibly good. I'm going to sit back on the roller up high in the meatier part of my calf. One more time for that release. It should feel way different. I think I need my drink. yoga when you can't be bothered. And it's a home practice, so explore your body. These are ideas. If something I'm offering really doesn't work for you, then maybe go to the next thing, try the next thing, or maybe you find something that's your own. But just the idea of, navel pulled in and different ways to move your spine that feel exciting, healthy, and light up your practice is really my goal of offering so many different things. Yeah. Okay, roller. I'm going to come off that. Many of you might be familiar, who've done rolling work before, with rolling out your thighs. My thighs feel like they've had a lot of work lately. I'm going to start down low by my kneecaps, a little bit above, and pretty relaxed here. And I want to think about not dropping through my shoulder blades, pressing through them. I don't want my head to be up here. I don't want it to be down here. It's that little chin tuck where you feel like you have length coming out the back of your neck. And then if you can, keep your feet together. This will engage your seat. And you can just take little, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. It's more abdominal the more you do it. I like to start really slow and just let my quads settle in a bit. Yeah. A little bit of a pike. Squeezing your knees together keeps a subtle seat engagement, and it will also activate your lower abdominals, so navel to spine. This shouldn't hurt your back. This should not hurt your lower back. If it hurts your lower back, maybe this isn't for you yet. Next, rolling onto my left arm, also supporting with my right. I'm going to roll the outside of my left quad, the inside of my right. Maybe 5 times. Yoga for when you can't be bothered. Just gentle. And then I'm going to slowly roll to the other side, pressing through my right elbow and my left hand. Navel to spine. 2, 3, and one more because I wasn't totally counting. Yeah. And then, if this feels comfortable to you, you can be in the groove of your hip flexors and take a nice supported back bend. My chest is down. This is kind of like puppy pose, but it's supported. It's really, really good. It's really nice. I just made this up. Now, to activate this just a little bit and not hang out here too much, my index fingers are forward. My hands are like they're externally opening jars, and my armpits are squeezing together. And then I'm trying to knit in my lower ribs with my breath. Navel to spine. This feels so good. So gentle. You can take your head and your cheek right and lay it down on the rug or your mat. You can take it left. I'm just relaxing here. Oh, that was great. That was good. Okay. Yeah. So for yoga, when we can't be bothered, let's take a gentle supported upper thoracic back bend. Got my lovely unblock I'm stacking it on top of another block. More height is actually going to be deeper. But you might need to try it a couple times. I'm going to plant my feet hip width on the floor, big toes parallel. And then supporting myself as I come down, I'm aiming for about my bra line to be at the center of the block. You can have a strap nearby that might serve well for what we're about to do. And I want to make sure my knees stay straight. I'm going to you can use another block, you can use a pillow. I'm going to use the roller because it's right here. I'm going to squeeze the roller to keep my knees parallel, my feet parallel, and my abdominals on. I'm going to really squeeze it. You can squeeze it to any degree, but I want to get my lower abdominals really turned on and stay and feel really connected in this pose. And you can hold your head here. This could be it. It doesn't have to be a back bend yet. This is pretty good work right here. And if you want to take it into a back bend, you can hold your head. This is also a chest opener. Elbows open. Rounding, 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 and relaxing. If this feels good to your neck, if it doesn't, this is probably good too. This is really, really strengthening. And then you squeeze the block, the roller, the pillow, whatever you might have between your legs. It's a really strong pose. If it's available to you and you want to take an upper thoracic extension, I'm pressing my palms together. And it keeps my ribs from popping out. Also, if pressing your palms isn't available to you yet, you can take the strap and lightly pull. And that's great too. Keeps you really connected. I'm tipping my tailbone. I'm squeezing the roller between my legs. And I'm breathing into my upper spine and into my chest and into my throat. This is incredibly deep for me. And my navel is to my spine. So I'm really supported in my pelvis, in my abdominal wall, in my front body to allow the opening for my back body. I'm also being mindful that I'm equally weighted on both sit bones. And then release and come out slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly and carefully. I'm going to stretch my fingers a little bit. Yeah. Felt pretty good to me. Yoga when you can't be bothered. Final resting pose. We have our outdoor cushions indoor. They've been washed, but they're a play prop right now. I don't have a bolster, but maybe you have a bolster. But I use them as a bolster. And I'm going to set up for a really nice restorative pose. Feel free to take time with your practice. Have the stuff handy. Play. Experiment. For me, pretty simply, the more props the better. And if somebody's around to set me up in the poses, even better. I'm going to have a couple pillows for my hands and my wrists nearby. I'm going to put my feet up on the sofa, and my tailbone will just hang coming off a little bit, to get that extension, natural curve. Feels really good. Let's readjust a little bit. I don't want my neck bending that much. Feels pretty good for me. Yeah. Take my pillows, support my hands.